to think that my value as a human being is contingent upon how you feel I'm treating other people and you don't find me attractive.
Hi friends, I'm back again, and I just want to do a quick video about the latest episode of Sister Wives. Season 17, it's November 2022, and we just had episode 10 released via Amazon. The episode is called The Knife in the Kidney, because supposedly poor Cody Brown is once again getting harassed by his diabolical wife, Christine Brown. Guys, I barely made it through this episode. I wanted to vomit repeatedly. I truly hope, from the bottom of my heart, I hope that the Sister Wives show is scripted and made up by TLC.
Are an ass.
I'm sure it follows like some of their life and it's going down the path with them as they make certain decisions. But if the behavior we witnessed on episode 10, if any of it is for real in their real lives, then I believe TLC needs to take a stand and punish these effing monsters. I am sorry. The way that Cody reacted to his wife Christine and the way that Mary and Robin got entangled in all of that was so disgusting to me. First and foremost, I have decided, it is official, I do not like Mary Brown. I've always been indifferent towards her, and I'm sure, like many things in her life, have been difficult and led her to this point where she has to be the first wife of Cody Brown and live like far away from him. Yeah, things are not perfect and hunky-dory for Mary, for sure. And I also understand that there's probably stuff that's gone on in their personal lives away from the camera that has been some kind of like infighting between all the wives. I'm sure Christine has done things that were not always the most ideal, perfect things to do to another sister wife. So I don't deny any of that. I'm not looking at Christine like she's some kind of perfect person or the miracle wife. But I'm just so grossed out by the way that Mary was acting on this show.
Well, the closure that she's saying that she gets is that she just decides, and he just kind of goes along with it. Like Cody and I are in this situation. We're not legally married. I want to work on the relationship, but Cody has basically said that he doesn't. Does that mean we're just not married anymore?
So, I'm sure TLC told Cody and all the sister wives to come together and film this episode where they hash out some of their issues so that they can have this dramatic episode to put in season 17.
Recap part 2. And when everybody sees everything Robin's doing and no one talks about Mary, I go full spike. Like, I don't know. Like...
You do remember. Is everyone here very stoned?
I thank you for coming into the family and helping me sort of gather up this mess that I was in. It stings when he says that.
As it should.
Because it's directed at me, probably.
As it should be.
And I'm sure some of them like didn't want to do it, but they all understand that this is what's making them money. They make a lot of money doing it, and they want the show to continue. And let's be honest, I think this is the most popular season in a very long time.
You know, when Janelle came into the family, I was jealous. I was sad because I didn't have the time with him that I had had prior.
You didn't?
You know, I was young. I was not yet fully mature.
I believe next season will be all about Janelle. I absolutely believe we're following the same pattern we did with Christine, where they will announce in the spring that Janelle has left Cody, and then we'll get in the next fall a season that shows us what happened. It's all a game. It's all a little dance that we're doing. But on this episode, once they bring all of these people together and they're sitting on this deck where Christine has her house, she's selling her house and getting ready to move to Utah. She's divorcing Cody. It's all been done. They've talked about it. They've told the kids, like, they're ready to go, and Christine is definitely ready to go. Guys, she just wants to move back to Utah to be close to her family, her friends, and her kids. Yeah, please do. There's nothing wrong with that. Even if there was something wrong with that, like, she's allowed to make her own choices. It is absolute silliness to pressure Christine or anyone to try to stay in this convoluted, sick, crazy relationship that these people have going on. And the person who should know that more than anyone is Mary. Mary, I'm sorry. I cannot stand your bitch face. You have the worst face during this conversation. The setup is they're all sitting in a circle with the camera over here getting all of their reactions on Christine's porch as they speak about why Christine is leaving and how they all feel about it. And basically, Mary has nothing to say except for this. Seated right next to Cody, Mary cannot stop making catty, stupid bitch faces. And I'm calling that out. I absolutely couldn't stand that. I really hope that this was for the camera and they told her to do it, because I wanted to be like, slap that look off that woman's face. I couldn't stand it, because the truth of the matter is, the one thing about this show that has been 100% true is that Mary was catfished as she tried to find another man to leave Cody for. Mary went through this whole crazy thing a few years ago. I'm sure most of you are aware, and I'm going to be making a big video about this because it turns out her catfish is still up and going and running, and Mr. Sam the catfish has plenty to say. But a couple of years ago, Mary, I guess they were living in Las Vegas at the time. Yes, they were. I remember the house. They were living in Las Vegas. Mary was lonely and unhappy and not getting any attention or love from Cody, so she started typing and chatting away with someone online and started having phone sex with this person, supposedly believing that it was a man, a wealthy man, a loving, kind hunk of a man named Sam, who she was basically hoping to leave Cody for. We have recorded voicemails and conversations between these two. We have messages sent back and forth. So Mary still kind of tries to hide all of that and sugarcoat it. She's things like, he was my friend, I wasn't dating him, I'm never gonna leave Cody. No, it's clear that Mary was looking to leave Cody as soon as she found someone that was giving her a lot of attention, a lot of positive reinforcement, and he was claiming that he had money so that Mary wouldn't have to worry about losing all that sister wives income. She was ready to go. And she was being reckless, careless. She did not, in my opinion, care about her daughter. Because if you guys remember back then when all of this was going down, Mariah currently goes by Leon and identifies as they, them. Back then, Mariah, identifying as Mariah back then, was living with Mary. The two of them were living alone in this beautiful Las Vegas house. Mary was spending all this time like distancing herself from the family, but she was at home on the allegedly on the computer all the time. And Mariah came out and she spoke about that in these like interviews she gave on the Sister Wives show. She said, like, I was with her that whole summer. It was like in between college years or something. I was with her that whole summer and I told her, like, you're being really stupid. What you're doing with this man is really dumb. So Mary was letting her 19-year-old daughter know what was going on. She was talking to this man she didn't know online in front of her, including her in this mess. She included her daughter in this mess. So I'm just saying, Mary made a lot of shitty decisions back then, right? Like, she did some things that we could all judge her in an extreme way for. My response to it was, I never judged her. I was just kind of like, okay, I mean, that sucks. That's embarrassing for her, because if you don't know, it eventually came out that this was a catfish situation, that there was a woman, an older, potentially gay woman behind all of it, who's catfished many other people before. And it came out. It was embarrassing for the family. It was certainly embarrassing for Leon now. Mariah back then. It was embarrassing. And it was hurtful. It was hurtful. It was painful. I remember, yeah, it was like Leon and Mary had a falling out for a while because of it. It took a while for them to mend their relationship. Mary was literally like begging Leon to be a part of Mary's life again. Leon wouldn't talk to her. Leon was not putting up with that shit. And Mary looked like an idiot. And I didn't judge her. I was just like, you know, she made some really wrong decisions. She's been in a difficult relationship. This has been hard, whatever. Now here Mary walks into this conversation with Christine and in my opinion treats her like crap.
Christine tells the family that her house is under contract and she'll be moving in a week. Now Robin says, well, it feels like I've been thrown out of an airplane and I wasn't ready. This is not about you. And you're used to driving the airplane, so of course you're not ready. That's probably how Janelle and Christine felt when you came into the family, like they were pushed out and they weren't ready to be pushed out. Cody then says that he's not going to fight for Christine because he doesn't even like her. So if you don't like her, why are you so upset? Like, we felt that. We felt it. Her kids felt that you didn't like her, which is why you never tried to fix it. So here comes Mary. I don't know what to say. What do you want me to say? Congratulations, you're leaving the family? No, but you could say, I'm really sad that you're leaving. It's really hard for us to accept it, but I trust you and I know you're doing what's best for you. Is that hard?
I will never see Mary the same way again. I mean, once again, I'm trying to tell myself maybe the producers told her to make these faces, to act this way, to say what she said. But I'm not fully buying it because I think if the producers were in charge, they would have had Mary say and do like make real statements like Christine's a bitch, you know? They would have loved for Mary to say some of that so they could get it all on tape and put it. They didn't do that. They just catch her off in the corner, just scooting her chair ever closer, a little bit more closer to Cody. But yeah, I mean, she showed up for this talk with Christine and she was acting like a piece of trash, really. I felt that Mary was being so trashy. Sitting next to Cody, leaning her body, if Cody's over here, leaning her body towards him, making these faces at the rest of the family, never making eye contact with Christine, never having anything to say until Cody, who's going off on Christine, turns to Mary and basically is like, Mary, do you have something to say? You're making faces over here. You could tell that Cody was like, hey, Mary, this is your chance to stand up for me. Show me that you care about me. Be the sister wife I want you to be. He was clearly looking to Mary to say some shit to Christine. He wanted her to be the bad guy because he's not going to make Robin the bad guy. This is really all about Robin, but he doesn't like to ever focus anything towards Robin. So Cody turns to this first wife, Mary, who, you know, they've barely been around each other. They don't get along. Cody's telling her to leave. He's like, I'm done with you. He's been saying that for a long time now. He turns to her because clearly he needs an ally. And he knows Robin's his ally in private, but he needs someone that he feels can be like a faceplate and stand up to Christine with him. So he's like, what do you have to say, Mary? You making all these faces? And Mary's face goes from to me? Me? Why are you looking at me? Me? Why would you say I have something to say? I don't have anything to say. Are you effing kidding me? It really pissed me off because, you know, Mary's playing this weird game of like pretending that she's still with Cody, telling herself that she's still the first wife, I guess. I don't know. She's there sitting next to him, leaning her body over towards him. She is making it like, I'm here for this family, I'm part of this family, I'm here for Cody. And she's kind of playing this game, but then when he asks her to be up front and be for real and say something, she turns into this stupid, giggly, ridiculous schoolgirl. And it's clear she doesn't have the balls to say anything to Christine. She wants to be there making the faces and being a judgy bitch, but she doesn't have the balls to say anything to Christine because she knows what she did a few years ago. She knows what she did with the catfish thing. She knows what was televised to us via Sister Wives. What happened on that show was Christine, Janelle, Cody, Robin, they were all like super supportive, kind of helping her cover it up a little bit on the show, being like, yeah, it wasn't like she was really, having phone sex with this guy. Yes, she was. She was having phone sex with a woman who was pretending to be a man who she had never met. She was doing this in her home while her 19-year-old daughter was living with her. And she was supposedly married to Cody. I don't know. But, that's what she was doing. She was doing it, and everybody kind of covered it for her. I never heard anyone really speak out negatively towards her. She really got a pass, like a card that said, pass, we're going to pretend that didn't happen. We're going to help you cover this all up. So she can't stand up to Christine now and say anything to Christine because she knows what she did and she knows who she is. So that was interesting to me, changed my feelings about Mary. I was really disgusted by all of that. I know some people, including my favorite person, Gwen Brown, said that Mary's a good person, but I wonder if her opinion has changed since this episode. Maybe not. Maybe the kids are like, look, this is all just a TV show. Yeah, so guys, I'm exhausted by how much by all of the energy and force I put towards hating Mary in this episode. I just, even more so than Robin, even though so much of this is about Robin in many ways, I don't hate Robin. Mary, I couldn't. So, the rest of the episode is really Cody being a jerk. Cody is hemorrhaging blood from his heart. He's acting like he's so angry and disgusted and mad and pissed off at Christine, but all I see is a sad man who knows deep down that he's losing one of the best things that ever happened to him with Christine leaving this family. So whether it was an act or it was for real or it's partially an act, I was disgusted with Mary. Cody was gross, blaming Christine for a lot of things, which I kind of expected. What I didn't expect is the fact that he had to go back and start talking so much shit about Christine from the past, basically being like, you're disgusting, I never really loved you, I constantly had to force myself to be with you, and I didn't want to, and just putting her down. And her face the whole time is just it's really hard. That's really hard for you. Christine kept her grace, kept her cool. Janelle was sitting next to Christine, clearly providing some emotional support. I am a fan of Janelle, on the show and off the show. So, that's what was going on. And then Robin was sitting with her crimped hair. I think Robin just has to show up to these tapings so that she can bring home her check for her $1 million mansion. She didn't have too much to say except that this hurts her and she's crying and this is very painful for her, of course. And denying the fact that Christine even has the right to divorce Cody. She's not really divorced, until she's with another man. She's not divorced. Robin, whatever. She's just there hoping to get her paycheck for herself, her kids, and her McMahon. And did you know that following the airing of that episode, Mary had to come out on her social media and offer discounts on joining a seminar she's running in Utah near her bed and breakfast. So she's running this seminar. It's something about it really has to do with her multi-level marketing gig, but it's also separate. It has to do with the idea that she's going to teach people to be successful and happy. Mary. that bitch face, I can't. So Mary's gonna teach people how to take their bitch face and turn it into fame and fortune. So she's running this special retreat. She had been posting it on her social media like a couple months ago. People were commenting on how like it was very expensive. This was a big thing. It was so expensive. I think it was like $6,000 a person, and you know, most people can't afford that. But it looked like she had, you know, sold the tickets, sold out or whatever. And then after this episode aired, she started putting on all these social media pages that all these seats opened up. And now you can have a discount to come to her seminar. So some people are speculating, and I'm hoping it's true, that several people dropped out of the seminar after the Sister Wives episode in which they witnessed Mary being a total piece of trash to Christine. I hope that's true. And I hope Mary loses some money from this, because how dare you judge another wife after your shenanigans in your Los Vegas house, in your like 3,000 square foot Las Vegas house. You're living by yourself with your daughter, messing around on the internet, and Christine's not allowed to move back to Utah to be with her family. Ugh. Guys, I couldn't even take it. But they're probably going to make a whole hell of a lot more money because this season is doing very well, and they'll probably get picked up for next season, and you know, get some kind of bonus for Janelle leaving the family. My opinion, she'll be next. In the next season, it'll be all about Janelle not being able to build on Coyote Pass and how she has to move back home and end up living in Utah with Christine. Did you watch episode 10? Are you even watching the shows, or do you just watch like the summary recaps that we do on YouTube? Because there's a lot of people who recap. I just had to say something. I wanted to throw up. During, after, 2 days after, I still wanted to throw up when I thought about Mary. So, and Cody is super gross as well, but in case you didn't know, check out my parodies. I'm actually in line to become the next sister wife of Cody Brown. I'm gonna be his next sister wife, so I can't say too many terrible things about him. But FYI, he's terrible. Thank you so much for joining me. I am going to be putting out a video shortly about Mary's. I'm going back. Mary, I'm bringing this to you because I couldn't stand the bitch face. It's coming to you. We're going to be going back and taking a look at what happened during Mary's catfishing scandal, but we're going to be catching up with Sam today. I hope you guys are having a great week, and I hope you take some time to head down your own rabbit hole.